I am a nose artist. I paint vintage aircraft nose art, and my company produces replica nose art panels for the commercial market, for those that want to have a momentum of something that their grandfather or their dad or their uncle, loved ones did in World War II and further wars also, so they have something that looks like a piece of the airplane. Back in '96 is when I first started playing around and coming up with about a dozen different designs: Memphis Belle, Enola Gay, Flying Tigers, Black Sheep, you know, the household names that people are familiar with. And everything we do is based off of, for the most part, a specific panel on an airplane. And then I'll replicate it, scale it down, reproduce it, make my own blueprints, have the blueprints CAD'd, and then have the parts punched out. You know, at a metal shop, we get them, then we rivet them and paint them and then put the artwork on it. The restorations, I get a lot of gratification out of it because it's flying. It's a flying, you know, ambassador, if you will, of my work, and still preserving the history of nose art and promoting their organizations as well too. I could not find, and nobody else either could find, how it started. The best answer that I can come up with to surmise is that in World War I, when squadrons started to form, when the aircraft was being developed from canvas to metal, the squadrons had their own insignia, and then they started applying the insignias to the airplanes. And then it just slowly got away to more personal aspects of personalizations of markings. And then in World War II, you know, that we had the calendar girls. It was a little racy, and it got them thinking, you know, of home, their girlfriend, their wives. So it was just a morale boost, and the brass didn't care. You know, let them do what they want. They may not be here tomorrow. I do think about how it would have been back then, and in times I put myself in their shoes. It's like, you know, you had a mission to do and you did it, and everybody was all for it, and there was no rubbing against the grain, really. You know, everybody, you know, was gung-ho for the whole thing. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's nose art. It's just, you know, half-naked women, you know, but yet, you know, there's a more emotional tie to it because, you know, there was a war involved, as opposed to just going to an art gallery and seeing a painting. These are more like family heirlooms because they mean something more to the family member than it does to you and I. But we appreciate it a different way than the family member would, so it's very touching.